want to be introduced as the Lord?
I requested Lord, but I guess it's like an actual term out here. I was just using, that's why I go by Lord, that's like my nickname, is Lord.
What do you make of Manchester, man? It is
I'm
cold. It is bitterly cold.
It's bitter, it's brisk, it's nippy out here. But actually, I've met incredible people so far. I've had really good food. Thank you for having me, everybody. I'm super blessed. Thank you for having me.
I'm pretty disappointed, though, because I can see Cameron Monaghan over there. He's wearing a full Manchester United tracksuit. Yeah. Where's yours? Where's yours, man?
My tracksuit?
Yeah.
I could never retire these jeans. No. No, I wear these jeans until they start smelling like piss. That's my motto. And not yet.
We've got to nerd out about it, man.
What?
We've got to nerd out about it.
Okay.
Absolute classic. It was your introduction to the big screen.
Pretty much, yeah.
First of all, what was it like seeing Bill Skarsgård on set? And he mocked your broken arm. It was disgraceful behavior from him.
It's just rude. It's just a little bit like, he neglected my feelings for one. No, he's awesome. I love Bill Skarsgård. I'd love to actually, the older I get, I want to like emulate him in the way he did that. When we were working together, it was like he was kind of like very mystique. Like we weren't allowed to really. So we didn't see him before the scene when I broke my arm and he comes out of the refrigerator. We had not seen him on set at all. He was always like hidden with a big cloak around him, and we also, yeah, he's back.
That got me. What was it like having regular conversations with him whilst he was in the Pennywise suit? Were you like, this is one of the most surreal things ever?
I don't know if I really actually thought about it. I was kind of like, no, he was really down to earth, and actually he was very caring, like very generous, and like he wanted to make sure that I was feeling okay. I remember one time he banged my head up against something, and he was like, oh my God, guys, get this kid a fucking pillow. Oh, sorry, get this kid a pillow because I'm hurting him. And I was like, no, I want you to hurt me. I want you to ruin my life. I think that might be some like sadistic thing I got to work out, even in my romance life. I don't know. I think he kind of rewired me in a beautiful way, though. In a beautiful way.
What was it actually like watching yourself on the big screen for the first time? Because I've seen videos on YouTube. You're so harsh on yourself, man. You're so harsh. When I've watched a video of you watching back old performances and stuff, and you was like cringing out a bit.
No, I don't know. I've always kind of like, I love to be in the moment. Like I love to do it. That's my favorite feeling on planet Earth, is to be in front of a camera or on a stage like how I am right now, or just like self-expressing and playing a character, playing dress up and doing a voice. That's where I belong, I know that. But then watching it, I don't know, I'm kind of like, everybody's like their worst critic, you know, I'm sure, you are as well. Like I'll watch myself and be like, oh, I could have done that better. There's a beat that I could have taken, or I could have delivered that a little bit funnier. There's times though, when I'll watch something of mine, like there was a show I did, an HBO show once, and that, I watched all of that, and I was like, I feel actually, but also I put a lot of work, like I paid off, I think, that was crazy, but.
What was it like seeing the adult versions of your character in the sequel as well, and all the characters of the Losers Club as well? Because the casting was absolutely impeccable, wasn't it? It was amazing.
It was like to a T. They were so spot on. James Ransone, PJ Ransone, is such a cool actor and such a weird, tortured guy, but he stole that role so well, and. He's remarkable. And we had a little conversation. We actually had like this, like, what do you call that? Like, speed dating. We like went around and like we each talked to the older counterparts. And I talked to Bill, and I talked to Jessica, and I talked to James McAvoy, and all these incredible actors. And they were like looking to us like, how do we do this? How do you want us to do this? I was like, man, y'all have like Tonys and stuff. Like, y'all are very talented. I don't know why you're looking at us, but Andy, I guess, had coerced them into like, look, they're like, no, these kids are phenomenal. You need to learn from them. So it was actually a pretty cool, in-depth, like little process.
Have you become a big horror fan now? And were you even a horror fan to begin with? I mean, you were about 14 when the film came out, so.
I was 14 when it came out. I was 12 when we filmed it.
Wow.
And I was 12, I turned 13, I had my birthday there in Toronto. But I've always loved horror movies. I've always like loved the feeling of being scared. I don't know why, I've always loved it. So I'd seen the original It miniseries when I was a kid, And I was like, this is so freaky. I love it. And then, it was awesome. I know, actually, it's cool. I have like a new perspective on horror. I'm less scared, which kind of ruins the magic aspect because I'm like, oh yeah, I know exactly what's going on there. It's a grip holding up a cardboard cutout of the monster's head with a green screen behind it. Classic. Been there, done it. No, but also it's kind of cool because I'm thinking more analytically about it, and that's interesting.
And what about Shazam as well? Because it's a stark contrast, right? And I guess the tone on set was way funnier, way more relaxed. You know, Zachary Levi was just, he was a big kid in that film. He literally was a big kid in that film, and the press tour looked really fun as well. You guys were just cracking jokes constantly. What was it like working on those two films?
Shazam's always really fun. I love Zachary Levi. He's like a big brother to me in so many ways, almost to a fault. Like, he's kind of very annoying. I love him to bits, forever and always. I will always love him. I mean, also it was a dream come true. I grew up loving the Justice League. I had like hand-me-down comics from my dad when I was a kid, and it was always like Justice League and Captain Marvel, which was Shazam before Shazam. It's a long story, but I had known about Shazam. He wasn't like I was reading lots of Batman and Cape Crusader stuff. I love Batman, but I was aware of Shazam, and then when I found out that I was even able to audition for a DC thing, I was like, Mom, this is happening. Like, I've made it. What the heck? I'm able to audition for a DC, and then and then it happened, and I was like, this is so. If I could be an extra in a DC or a superhero flick, that's enough. And I don't know. I'm so grateful every single day. It's like I don't know if it's ever gonna sink in. Really, it's so strange, but it's so. It's awesome.
Because you played Jonathan Kent as well in an animated film.
Yeah.
So you're getting there, right? And then the director of it is doing the Brave and the Bold film. He's doing the Batman Brave and the Bold film as part of the rebooted DC film. So, like the rebooted DC cinematic universe. So you can just drop him a text and say, look.
That's actually really funny, because I was texting Andy today. Not about that, but about something totally different. But I should really weasel my way in there. Oh, I need to be Batman. I need to be Batman. I need to be Batman. I need to be Batman one day.
What do you make of like the reboot of the cinematic universe, though? Because
yeah, it's cool.
The last film is going to be Aquaman now of this sort of era. There's going to be recastings. The new Superman film's being made as well. So, throw yourself into the mix, man.
I should, right? Yeah. I really like James Gunn, and I really like Peter Safran. I think they're taking DC in a really cool new direction. Like, I like that they had that video they posted of like their floor plan, their blueprint for the future of DC. And it's really cool because it's more reflective upon the comics that a lot of DC fans grew up with. And I think that's really neat. I think that's really cool.
And I know you've said previously that Indiana Jones, and you mentioned Batman as well, they're like huge influences for your love of cinema. So you've been in the DC universe. You've been in it as well, which is one of the biggest horror properties in the world. What are 2 or 3 franchises you're like, I need to be a part of those, just off the top of your head?
Okay, Star Wars would be freaking incredible. If I could be anything in Star Wars, that would be super duper sick. I just want to hold a lightsaber, would be awesome. Indiana Jones, if there is a world when I can be Indiana Jones, I want to live in that world. And the third one?
Yeah, third one. Well, we spoke before, didn't we? We spoke about Edgar Wright, didn't we?
Oh! That counts? That counts?
Yeah,
sorry for screaming. I feel like this mic is very hot. I'd love to be in an Edgar Wright film. That would be so cool. Or like a Spike Jonze. I love so many favorite great directors that I love. Edgar Wright would be dope. That would be super cool.
And you've been part of the Pixar universe as well.
Oh, yeah, Pixar's cool.
So, that's like a lot of our entries. I'm pretty sure I can speak for everyone here. It's a lot of our first entries into the world of cinema, whether it was the original Disney films or Pixar. For my generation, it probably was more Pixar with Toy Story, Incredibles and stuff. What were your favorite Pixar films growing up, and what was it like being part of that world?
Toy Story was a big one for me. Finding Nemo was a big one for me. WALL-E, I loved WALL-E when that came out. Crazy how reflective WALL-E is now. Wow. I loved, what's another good one? What's another good Pixar?
Did you say Incredibles?
I like The Incredibles. I like The Incredibles.
Okay.
It wasn't like my thing when I was a kid. The Incredibles weren't my thing. Oh, Moana. I love Moana. That's Pixar?
Yeah, Moana
No.
I think that was actually Disney.
That's just
I think that was
Disney.
like a Disney, original film. Yeah.
Let me
They've done
think.
so many good
There's
films.
so
man.
many.
So many.
Oh, you know what's a good one? There's a short called Bao. I think that's Pixar.
Okay.
About this woman and her baby is a bao bun, and then she has to eat it to protect it in the end, and it's really sad and made me cry.
I mean, you got the originals like A Bug's Life and
Oh,
Up
Bug's Life was
as well.
great. I like the Bug's Life.
Yeah.
That was a fun one.
So what was it like being a part of that film? Because that's a childhood dream come true for
Dude.
pretty much everyone in this room to see yourself realized as a Pixar character.
It was so weird because it felt like I was making not a Pixar movie while I was making it. It felt like I was doing some weird guerrilla indie movie. I recorded it. It was like right when the big COVID thing happened. And it was like the day, like a week later after I found out that I got the part for Luca, it was like, okay, stay in your house forever and ever. Don't come out. No more working and fun times. And so I was stuck in my house, and Pixar sent me like 3 iPads, frickin' like all this stuff I had to build in my mom's closet because my closet wasn't big enough. So we had to set up this whole like recording booth in my mom's closet. She had no access to her closet for like a year. And it was like really hot. It was summer, I remember. And I was screaming in Italian in the closet, and my neighbors were like, is that kid okay? What's going on? He's like, Silenzio Bruno all over the place in that room. But it was really fun. I had a blast. Oh, it was so cool. And Enrico Castellari, it's pretty much kind of based off of his life, the director. He and his little buddy pretended that they were sea monsters, and they live in this town where sea monsters were a big deal. I don't know, it was so special, and I love that movie. That's probably the one movie that I can watch of myself and not cringe, because I don't have to look at my face, and maybe that's it. You know what it is? I think is what it is. I do this thing with my mouth sometimes when I'm acting, when I'm doing something emotional. When
I've seen you talk about that.
Oh, it's so annoying.
You're too hard on yourself, man.
I do this like little Florence Pugh face, and you know what? Maybe that's why I don't like when I love Florence Pugh, but when she does the thing where she makes that face, I'm like, stop doing that. You're doing what I do, and I don't like when I do that. I'm like seeing my own insecurity in her, and maybe she's cool with it. She might be cool with it. I just got to get over that.
We were speaking before as well. You know, you said you were geeking out about meeting Nick Frost, and everyone sat here today is geeking out about meeting someone. Have you ever lost your cool and been like, I'm ridiculously starstruck right now, and I'm coming across crazy?
The most recent one was at the airport, and I met Jacob Collier. I don't know if anybody know who Jacob Collier is. He's a musician, but he's more of a music theory. You know who he is? He's crazy cool.
I don't.
He's so cool. And he does this thing whenever he does a show, like a live show, he'll turn the audience into a choir, and he makes them sing. It's so awesome. And I met him at the airport, and I was like, hi, nice to meet you. But the biggest one was when I was 6 years old, and I was at a restaurant with my mom, and Harrison Ford walked in, and I was like, Mom, it's Indiana Jones, it's Indiana Jones. And then when my mom was like, go say hi to him. I was like, no, there's no way. She's like, Jack, you'll regret it if you don't. And I was like, okay. So I went up to him, and I was like, Mr. Jones, very nice to meet you. Or maybe I called him Dr. Jones. Dr. Jones, very nice to meet you. And he was like, thank you. He was so nice. That's a good one. Yeah, that was a good one. That was crazy to me. Yeah.
Amazing. Right, we've got time for some fan questions now. We're gonna open it up. They're just sorting out the microphone. Here we go.
Oh, Lauren Sophia Campbell! Oh, yeah! She's a rock star. Lauren Sophia Campbell's a rock star, pop star, baller. Give her the mic. Or give somebody the mic. Yeah, there you go.
Hello.
Hello.
So someone asked this before, but I want to ask you it. Out of every movie and TV show you've ever done, what is the favorite line you've ever had to say?
Favorite line?
Yeah.
If only I could remember my lines. Even that's the bane of. I don't know how to do that anyway. I don't know how to memorize my lines. What's yours? Mine's probably maybe the gazebo. I 25 times today, people have asked me to write the gazebo line. And you know what's really cool about that line is, I said it as a joke. I liked doing that. I'm a big fan of ruining takes. And the directors sometimes get mad at me, but Andy never got mad at me. The director of It, he never got mad at me when I improvised or did something really risky and weird. He's like, oh, what did you say? You said gazebo? That's hilarious. Oh my God, that's so funny. And I was like, really? I was totally trying to screw with you. And then it ended up in the movie. Also, the same thing with the cast, too. I asked him, I was just supposed to be eating a bowl of cereal in that scene. And then I was like, and the prop master left his pen there. I was like, is it funny if I'm crossing out the S and writing lover? And he's like, oh, yes, do it, okay. Dude, I had so much free range on that thing. Like, it was, I got spoiled. We all got spoiled. And then later on down the line, I've had other work, and it's been like, don't do much. Which is still fine, you know, I respect that, but man, I had so much fun making that movie. Great question. Thank you. Sophia Campbell.
Hey, how are you?
I'm so good. How are you?
I'm good.
Beautiful.
You've been playing a lot of guitar on your story. Have you been writing anything of your own at the moment?
Yeah. You know what? Maybe I should take this opportunity to announce something kind of crazy.
Okay.
I don't know.
Go for it.
I'm so weird about this. So I put out an album under an alias a while ago.
Okay.
And it's kind of bad. Like, apparently, so the genre is psychedelic twee, according to Spotify. It's so bad, dude. I need to update the profile. It's on Spotify, it's on iTunes and Apple Music, all that stuff. My alias is Jed Scrawfair, and I put it out, and nobody's listened to it because I haven't told anybody about it. But I just wanted to get it off my chest. I love making music. So I actually, where I live in Tennessee now, hence the cowboy boots and the Wranglers. I do like open mics and stuff. I don't even tell people I'm going. I just play open mics on Tuesdays and Thursdays.
Don't you have that band called like Reptile
Mountain? Yeah, that's not really a thing anymore. That's not really a thing anymore. But Reptile Mountain is kind of like, Reptile Mountain's my tattoo, and I was like, I'm gonna make this a brand. But then I don't know what I was doing. That was kind of like, I don't know. But I was in a band called The Sex Symbols for a second, and that was really, really fun. That was when I was in Los Angeles, and that was a blast, but they're all doing other stuff now, and it's really fun. But actually, when I'm in Nashville, I'm always like, every week I'm connecting with another, if it's a producer or a musician of some kind, we're making great music and having just a really good time and jamming and helping other people out with their music we're not paying each other. There's nothing. It's just like, because we love it so much. It's so fun. How about you? Are you putting anything out?
I have music out now.
Guys, go listen to Lauren Sophia Campbell's new music.
It's just Lauren Sophia on
Lauren
everything.
Sophia on
Thank
everything.
You. Love you. Thank you. I love you.
Come over and I will talk to you later. Come over later.
Hi, so one thing quite quickly. This girl sitting next to me, she's too nervous to say anything, but she absolutely loves you. So I just wanted to say that.
Oh, what's your name? Come on, you can do it.
Neve?
Yeah. Neve! Nice to meet you, Neve. Pleasure. Come on down later, will you? Cool.
But my question is, you talk a lot about enjoying horror and not being afraid. Is this you saying that you think you could take on a real Pennywise? How long would you last?
I've had intensive training, so maybe. Yeah. No, a real Pennywise? Well, look, so if Pennywise, he turns into your specific fears, like my greatest fear is something really stupid, but also very debilitating for some reason. It's pigeons. I fucking hate pigeons. They kill me. I make my head hurt and explode, and I'm crying.
You have come to the wrong country if you hate pigeons.
Well, no, really?
Yeah.
Actually, when I was hanging out in London, there were pigeons, right? But it wasn't like in Italy or in France, the pigeons. London pigeons are actually pretty tame. You know what you have to worry about is the what are those magpie birds? What's up with those? They're like so up in your face about everything. They're like, look at me, I'm trying to bounce all over your table, peck at your chips and whatnot. It's so annoying, those little guys. They're beautiful, and they have a beautiful call, but they're just so like attention-seeking, like narcissistic, just horrible people, those magpie people. Thank you, great question.
Didn't expect you to say that. Did not expect that.
What's your opinion on the magpie?
You know what, there's a thing, like if you see, there's one
They're
for...
aggro.
One for joy, sorrow, all that stuff. So if you see a number of them, they mean different things. So you always got to look out for them. You don't want 2 for sorrow. If you see 2 magpies, that's bad. Bad luck. 3 for joy, I think.
Oh, well, 3 is always good.
Yeah, so if you see 3, that might get over your fear then.
I like 3. Do people have opinions on 3, the number 3? Bad or good?
I think 3's good. We got a question here.
Yeah. So I was wondering what your favorite scene to film in like any movie was.
Oh. Okay, I'm gonna say. No, I don't want to do that. That's really hard. That's a big question. That's a big question. Okay, my favorite scene to film in a film called It that I did was the scene where we're in our underwear and we're gonna jump off the cliff. That was so much fun. That day was so cool. And then also, that's probably my favorite scene in the movie to watch too, because it capitalizes on our. Jesus, Louise. Basically. Okay. I can also just project. How do I sound? Can you hear me? No. Bad. Yeah, probably the scene when we're jumping off the cliff, because we actually got to jump off the cliff. We had so much fun that day. We didn't even need to wear clothes. It was so nice. Like, it was just like, we're splashing around, having a blast. We found a turtle. That was a moment that's in the movie that they kept, and then they went, it was awesome. That was such a special, special day. That's my favorite scene, maybe ever. Yeah, I stick with that scene, the quarry scene. Great question, man. Thank you. We got.
What horror character would you be afraid to go up against the most?
Oh. You know what's a good one for me that always freaks me out? Oh, dude, being in a situation like in Hereditary, like if my mom was possessed, would be so scary. When I was a kid, I'll be honest with you. When I was a kid, I kind of we lived in squalor before. When I was in elementary school, we didn't have the greatest situation, and some of the parts of my childhood feel very scary and dark and strange. And I had ADHD when I was a kid, and I was on this medicine that made me hallucinate. So I have like weird, foggy memories. I remember one time when my mom used to get mad at me because I was a horrible kid. I got suspended from elementary school a few times, like 7 times. I'd come home and I'd be like weird because my medicine was making me weird and I couldn't sleep. I was like sleep deprived. This is a lot of information. But anyway, sometimes she'd get mad at me and her eyes would get bigger and I'd be like, oh my God, my mom's a monster. This is not good. So that kind of like, when I watched Hereditary, I was like, that's so, like if my mom was crawling on the ceilings and floating around the house, I would probably die just from scaredness.
Epic film as well, by the way.
It's a great film, yeah. I love Ari Aster.
Insanely scary.
Yeah, he's great. And Toni Collette is so good.
Amazing.
She's so good.
Okay. No. Hi,
Hello.
my name's Amy.
Hello, Amy. Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you too. What was it like being in a Pixar movie?
Just the coolest. Like I was telling Jamal earlier. It's so awesome because I grew up loving the Pixar films, and it's probably the only movie that I can watch is Luca that I don't have to cringe at my acting because I don't have to look at my face, and that's nice. I love it. And Jacob Tremblay's a beautiful guy, and it's a pretty great cast. Jim Gaffigan and Maya Rudolph, some really great folks in there. And also just visually, that movie feels like it's kind of timeless. It kind of just feels like a great, wholesome, soulful movie. Soul is another great Pixar movie.
It's very, very good.
I love Luca. Did you like Luca?
Yeah.
Good. As long as you liked it, then I'm proud. Thank you, Amy.
Soul was very emotional.
Oh, dude. And Inside Out is another one, right? Is that Pixar?
Yeah.
Okay, so they're coming back to me now.
I just wanted to know, do you like the Scream franchise and all that?
Yeah. I do. Wes Craven is a really cool guy. I really love him. I love to work with him. He's awesome. I love the Scream. I didn't see the last 3 with Jenna Ortega or whatever. I didn't see those. Right? Is there 3 of them? 2?
2 of them.
2.
5 and 6. Really good. Really
okay,
good.
I never saw those. I saw Scream 2 and 3. I think that's all I've seen.
What did you like the photo that I gave you?
I love them. I love the Scream films. That'd be a fun character to play if they ever do that. I'd love to be a... Who's the best... what's his name? Matthew Lillard? Was he? Yeah, he's great. Smoking guy, am I right? It's weird for me to wink with that eye. Anyway, yes, very good.
Hi, if you had to play a character from like any form or movie or TV show, who would it be? Like if they rebooted it, who would you want to play?
If they rebooted it. Okay, so Indiana Jones is like number one. But since I already said that, I'll give you a different answer. Oh, I was thinking about this actually. So I rewatched Usual Suspects last night, and then I was having all these freaking weird dreams about it. Oh, it was so weird. I had horrible dreams last night, guys, like really trippy dreams. Anyway, I'd love to be Gabriel Byrne's character. What's his name? Dean Keaton. Oh, that's such a solid, good character. It'd be a cool movie to remake now, because you can't put Kevin Spacey in a movie anymore. Man, it's a bummer he's such a messed up guy, because he was a good actor. Oh, God. Hopefully nobody gets into... He was a very bad person. Let's be clear about that, right? I'm separating the art from the artist, and that's a controversial thing to do, but I'm doing it. Good question.
Who we got next?
Might be a wrap on old Jack after that one. Oh, there's still hope. You know,
Wait, what did I say? Did you enjoy working with the IT cast?
Yes! Thank you so much for that question. They're my favorite people probably on earth, besides my mom. They are... I talk to them every day. I talk to Jaden and Wyatt and Finn every day. Occasionally I'll talk to Sophia. Jeremy's getting married. Oh, Chosen. Oh, wait, no. I talk to Chosen a lot, too. Actually, I just saw Chosen when I was in Los Angeles. He had a show. He's so cool. But Jeremy's getting married, and it's just amazing. It's amazing how we're all crossing the threshold into adulthood together. We crossed our threshold from children into teenagers together. Like, emotionally, we are bonded for life. And there's not a single thing that we don't know about each other. They're my favorite people ever. Thank you so much.
What is your favorite horror film?
Favorite horror film? Probably The Exorcist. That's a great horror film. It always works. Yeah, I'm gonna go with The Exorcist. Or Evil Dead 2. It's a good one. I like the second one. Yeah. Oh, also, you know what a good movie I just watched was? I think it might be German, called Goodnight Mommy.
I've seen that. I've seen that, yeah.
Freaky, right?
Yeah.
Whoa. But I like the German version better. I don't really, there's one with Naomi Watts that I thought was I don't really like when Americans remake foreign films.
Yeah, I just watched the subtitles.
I love subtitles.
Yeah.
You know what? Ever since Bong Joon-ho said that thing about Parasite, he's like, once you get over the inch of subtitles, then you will be a whole new world of cinema will be opened up to you.
Yeah.
You know what's really funny is Jaden from It, my friend, quotes that all the time. And then it's gotten to the point where it's really annoying, but I agree. Thank you.
What did you love about doing it?
What I love about doing it?
Yeah.
Man, that's a loaded question.
No, I mean the movie.
What do I love about doing it? I love all of it.
I did. What was your favorite part in it, that you did?
Well, just getting to make some great friendships, and that movie also, I owe my career and life to that movie. It put me on the map in a way that I don't know if I would have been able to succeed without that opportunity. And then, just I learned a lot about myself and my capabilities as well. I was just all around super transformative experience, and I think it shaped a lot of who I am today. Thank you.
Yeah, I think we've got time for just one more question.
Oh,
maybe we can squeeze that one in as well, yeah.
We're doing the rounds. Rotation.
Hello.
Hello.
Hi, my name's Chloe.
Hello, Chloe.
I remember you from It.
Yes.
My question is, would you, as a character, if you was in that position, would you be like your character in the movie if you actually met It?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I naturally am. That's a great final question, by the way, guys. Very, very good question. I am sort of scared of germs. Like I'm very, very conscious, and I'm taking vitamins every day. I'm very obsessed with my health, which is a good thing, but also sort of like annoying because it's like I'm thinking about it all the time, sort of. So if there was a real guy who was trying to drool on my mouth, who was a clown, who's a freaking carny, like a circus freak, yeah, I'd be pretty put off by the germ aspect. But the fear part, like if a pigeon, so like we're going back to the pigeon, my fears. If a pigeon were to land in my hair, yeah, guaranteed I would talk very fast, and if I had an inhaler, I would for sure use it in that moment.
That's great.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Yeah. Got a gentleman in the middle over there. That'll be the last one.
Bonus round. I really want to play that guitar, but I can't. It doesn't belong to me. I would love to.
Out of all the films that you've ever been in, who would probably be the best actor you've got the chance of working with?
Wow. Okay. Wow. I'm really lucky. I'm really grateful. I feel like there's still more. Like I have a list of people, but you know what's crazy is the first person that was on my list. I do this thing where I strike through now people that I've worked with, and I've gotten to work with 2 of the people that were on my list. The number 1 was Steve Carell, and when I found out that I got a part in this film called Beautiful Boy, I cried, and I'm not a big crier, but I cried so hard, and I helped my mom. I said, "Mom, my dreams are coming true. This is amazing." And then I got to work with him, and he was the sweetest, nicest. I think I might have bugged him a little bit because I was saying stuff that I thought was funny, and he was like, he's so good at the fake laugh thing, like he's so good at the snort laugh that makes it sound real. And I knew that he was faking it because I've studied him, I know. Anyway, but he still did the fake, he laughed at my jokes, which were bad, and that was awesome. And then Rainn Wilson was another one from The Office. I'm a big Office buff, and he was cool. Also, this guy, John Larroquette, who's a really cool old actor. He's an old man, I can say that, he knows it. Who's on a show called Night Court, and he got some great advice. And anyway, yes, thank you, great question.
Everyone give it up for Jack. Absolute pleasure speaking to you.